Hey everybody, this is Eric Warrior. Welcome to NetworkMarketingPro.com. We've started our challenge, and some of you may have decided to do this challenge or not. That's fine. I'm still going to share the different experiences during the challenge and answer questions about it. What I mean by the challenge is what we talked about on the Monday show, which is I'm going to, over the course of this next year, prospect one person a day for 365 days. And I use the example I use the language of fully prospect. I'm going to go through the full prospecting process. And what did I mean by that? Got a lot of questions about that. First of all, let me kind of give you my rules on what I'm doing for me. You set your own, but here's what I'm doing for me. Number one, I'm going to average one a day. I'm going to do a total of 365 over the course of the year. That doesn't mean I'm going to do every holiday and every Sunday, and I may do 2 or 3 in a day and then not do some in some days. I might do whatever, but it's going to average one a day for the course of the year, 365 in the year. Second, it has to be people who have never heard my story before about my opportunity. These are brand new people that I have not talked to before, so no retreads, no redos, no tryovers count inside of this exercise. 3 is, what is this full exposure process? The average prospect takes between 4 and 6 exposures before they make a decision yes or no. The average takes 4 to 6 before they say yes, I should say. Some of them say no in number 1. Some of them go through 8 or 10 and say yes or no after the end of that. But average is 4 to 6 exposures over some period of time. Now, I've already, over the course of this last week, I have people in first exposure and second exposure, some people in third exposure over the course of this first week. But when I say fully prospect, what I mean by that is I'm going to go through the process until they give me a definitive yes or a definitive no. If they say no, it's not for me, then I'll get back in touch with them at some future date. If they say yes, I'm interested, but they have some more questions, then next exposure, next exposure. So I don't mean I'm going to talk to 365 people one time. What I mean is I'm going to take each prospect and I'm going to go through this process of next exposure, next exposure, next exposure, next exposure until I get a yes or I get a no. A lot of people put too much emphasis on that first exposure. They get all hung up on that first exposure and they think they either have to win or lose in that first exposure. That's not how it works. It's a process, and that's what I mean by the full recruiting process. So hope that's helpful for you. Rule number one is I'm averaging one a day over the course of the year. 365 new people. Number 2 is they have to be new. They can't have heard about this before. And 3, the full process is 4 to 6 exposures on average. Some are going to be, I already had one person say, you know what, I don't have the time. One exposure was enough for them to feel overwhelmed, and they said, I pass. So I've already gotten one of my no's, which is exciting. I'm expecting 250 to 300 no's over the course of this next year. So I got one out of the way, which is great. So anyway, that's my message for today. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you decide to really go after this thing. You can't just wish and hope yourself to success. You have to take action. You got to get yourself a little bit uncomfortable. It's good for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, my wish for you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional, that you decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact, no matter what anybody says, that we have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody have a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.